Welcome to FrannyDoMakes. My name is Fran. I'm coming to you today from a very sunny and bright and warm Leeds in the north of England in West Yorkshire. Today I am bringing you some knitting content. So this is my channel where I talk about all the things that I've been making and creating over the last 2 weeks. Mainly knitting, sometimes there's some other stuff like sewing or crochet or embroidery, that kind of thing, cross stitch, although today is primarily knitting. So I have some finished objects, I have some works in progress, and I have a little bit of acquisitions. I am today using a new web camera that my husband bought to see if it's any better for the videos. So far it's been a bit hit and miss, but we'll see how it goes. It's a better quality, supposedly, but the sound has been a bit funny and sometimes it just stops recording, so we'll see how it goes. He told me it was a good one. I'm not sure I believe him. So I'm drinking a cold brew tea, which is quite nice and refreshing. I'm trying to up my water intake at the moment, so yeah, so I'm having that. Yes, so I think this is episode 32. So welcome if you are a returning viewer, thank you for joining me. If you're a new viewer, also thank you for coming in. You are most welcome. So if you would like to find me elsewhere in the universe, you can find me on the following channels. So I am at FrannyDoMakes on Instagram and Ravelry. I have a Facebook page as well, which is FrannyDoPage. And also there's a website which is www.frannydo.co.uk. On that you will find any information about the things that I talk about today, so designers, the patterns that I link to, the yarns, the producers of the bags, things like that. Anything that I've purchased or anything like that will all be linked in that page. So yeah, that's where you can go and find me. I've already started this one, so I'm kind of forgetting what I've said. But yeah, welcome. Let's get going. There's some glitching. If I'm looking over there, that's because that's where the screen is, that I can see what's going on. So apologies if it's doing things. If it doesn't work, I'll go back to using my phone, but anyway. Right, let's get going. So, starting off with my first finished object, which you did see a bit in last episode because it was finished but it was still drying on the floor. So this is my Love Note sweater. So it's the Love Note by Tin Knits. There you go, you can see the lovely lace pattern there. Beautiful, fluffy. There's a high, low. Oh, you can't quite see it, hang on. It's a little bit longer at the back with some short rows. There's a little poof in the sleeve and just a nice round neckline. So the yarn I used to make this are these two. So the colour is not quite coming out as it is, it's a little purplier, more purple than this is showing. Okay, so these are from Skein and the Stitch, who is also a Yorkshire based dyer. So this is the colourway Cryus. It was one of her club colourways that she did. And the fluff is some Surrey alpaca silk in the colourway, is that going to focus? There we go. Sapphire. So this is one of the regular colourways, I think, so you can get this on both bases, but this was was some leftovers that were at a yarn show. So there you go. So I didn't alternate skeins because they were very, very similar, and I don't think I needed to. There's no change in the difference to the colour in the sleeve to in the body. So I followed the pattern as written. I did a provisional cast on and I went down and did the yoke and then I continued knitting all the way down the front until, I'm just going to move you over slightly, there we go, down until I got to the ribbon. So I'll just check on my card because I did write down the lengths. So I don't like them cropped because I've got quite a long body, and if it's too cropped then you can just see everything. So I did the front 28 centimetres and the back 33 centimetres. Sorry, it just looked like it was glitching, but I'm not sure if it's doing that on real life, I can't tell. Okay, I did the short rows, I did the provisional cast on. For my bind offs, I did a tubular cast on the hem and on the sleeves. I don't know if I needed to do that. It was quite hard to do with the fluff. But I did just a normal bind off for the neckband, so that makes it quite stable just because it's all hanging off there. So yeah, I did just a normal bind off in there, and with a bigger needle, that's all. So I used in the end 612 meters of the 4-ply, and I mean it should be the same amount, shouldn't it, but it says 546 of this. I mean it should be the same amount, so they might have weighed a little bit more. There was a lot of yardage to this, so there was more of this than there was of this, because I finished this quicker than I finished this first ball, if you see what I mean. So I started it on the 20th of March and I finished it on the 8th of May. I thoroughly enjoyed knitting it. It was a lovely knit. I used the recommended needle size. Yeah, it's lovely. It's really nice and comfy. It's a little bit itchy today because it's a little bit warm. I'm going to take it off in a minute. But yes, it is very nice. I do like it. I can see me getting some good wear out of it. But yeah, it's very nice. I'm happy with it. Yes, lovely. Right, so I'm going to take this off and I'll get on with the rest of it. Oh. That's better. It's quite a warm day today. Right, okay, so so that's my project card for it. You can download these off my website. There's this and there's a blue colour as well. So someone was asking what do I do with my project cards when I've finished with them. And I have these little, what are they called? Photo albums. They were from Paper Chase, but obviously Paper Chase has gone bust now, so I'm sure you can find something similar. They've just got these like plasticky pages. So yeah, I just stick them in when I've finished with it. So I'll do that now because that's due to go in there. There we go. So that's my lapoo from last time with the yarns there. There we go. Let's put the yarns away. Right, so the next finished object that I've got is a pair of socks. So these are the Christmas candy cane socks that I was knitting last year and then they've finished. So I cast on again. The second sock, I've done one sock, but then I've not finished the second one. So I've finished those now, so they can go and be put away for Christmas time. They are for my sister. So here they are. So it's just a 3x1 ribbed sock. I started toe up there with a Turkish cast on as normal. I increased to 64 stitches. They are knit on a 2.5 millimetre. Oh, hang on. That's fine. And I did a fish lips kiss heel there, and a 2x2 rib, and an elastic bind off. So they are. The yarn is West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply in the colourway Candy Cane, and this is a solid cherry drop maybe? I can't remember, I think it's cherry drop. So there you go. Not a lot to say about them. They've not been blocked, but they are finished and the ends have been sewn in, so I'm calling them finished. There we go, there's 2 of them. Not a lot to say about them, they're just general extra vanilla socks, so there you go, that's that. So after that I'd finished quite a lot of things last week. I'd finished all my garments, and what else had I finished? Socks. I had one other thing. Oh yeah, I had 2 garments and some socks finished, so that meant that I had some space for some new stuff on the needles. So first of all, I'll show you one of the works in progress that was from last time. So these are the shorty socks that I'm making for my dad. These are the Slight socks by, I can't remember the designer, but it's on here, Lisa Mutch. And these are using some, again, West Yorkshire Spinners self-striping, and this is their Kingfisher colourway. So I'd knitted one, so it's a folded cuff. There, you just pick up the stitches on the back. So a folded cuff, a heel flap and gusset there, and then just a wedge toe at the end. So I am just on the foot here of the second sock, so I'll be finished with those fairly soon. I'm using my Licker needles, driftwood, in a 2.25 size. So yeah, this was left over from a pair of socks I'd made for my sister, and I'd knit this first one and then realised that I didn't have enough leftovers to make 2 of these because my dad has quite big feet. So I had to order another ball of the West Yorkshire Spinners, so obviously I had to order other things. So there's some acquisitions, but it's not exciting. So they're living in my bag from Handmade by Janie. She's not currently stocking anything in the shop at the moment as she's having treatment for cancer, I believe. So, but they are lovely bags. And I also have my pin on there from the Corner of Craft, which is the lockdown. You see it? Focus. There, lockdown, sock down. To get my head out of the way. Pin that we had in the lockdown, obviously. So that's number 1. The second thing is a garment. I'm not sure about this one as it stands at the moment, so I might rip it back and start it again. But this is a Tolsta tee. So this is a new pattern just been released by Rebecca Clow, so that's the Creya Bayer podcast. And I have got this deep stash yarn that I've had literally for absolutely years. So this is some Sirdar Amalfi. Double knit, it's a cotton viscose blend. Machine washable. And it's in the colourway Sorrento, which is this green. It's greener than that, that's making it look blue. Green, with little flecks of orange and blue and purple, I think, running through it. So I had made a crocheted top out of this like years ago, and then it didn't fit nice, so I got rid of it. So I pulled it all out, so everything's in these wound up balls. So the pattern is really adaptable and you can change it. It's just a basic raglan t-shirt in quite a large gauge using cotton yarn is the recommended yarn, but I dare say you can use anything. So I started mine with the ribbon, is all I've got so far, and I've done some of the raglan, but I did start with some eyelets just straight after the ribbing there. My idea was to have the eyelets here and then at the sleeve and at the hem, but because you did some short rows straight after, some of them have gone a bit dodgy, and I'm not quite happy with the raglan here. There's like big and small stitches because of the purling. Can you see that? So I don't know. I just don't know if I'm happy with it or not. So I don't want to go too far and then pull it out. It's hard to tell what it's going to look like. Is this the front? Yeah, so this is the front. So the front's probably quite neat. It'll be there like that. I don't know, what do you think? Should I keep going? Or should I just do it plain? Because this was sort of a trial, because I had this and it didn't have a use for anything. So I thought, oh, I'll try the pattern out with that. I didn't even do a gauge swatch. I'll try the pattern out with that yarn, and then I've got some nicer, I've got some nicer coloured. I like this better. This is some Drops Muscat. Okay, so that's that. So let me know what your opinions are as to if I should continue on that. I sort of got a bit excited and got cast on and just knit on that for a few days, and then I was like, I'm not sure. Then I put it away and worked on something else. So the other new cast on is finally my Doodler shawl. So this is a pattern by Stephen West. It's a 3-colour shawl. So these are my 3 colours. So there's Blue Lagoon, Cocktail Sunrise, and Duckling. So these two are both from Truly Hooked, and this one is from Adventures in Yarncraft. This is a lovely singles, it's got a nice fluff to it. So far I am on the first section, which is these wedges. So that's where I'm at. So you have this I-cord, you cast on an I-cord cast on here, and then you do increases, yeah, sometimes along this row. So do you see how it's like wavy? Sorry. See how it's got like a sort of scalloped edge? There. So there you go. So that's where I'm at so far. So I'm quite enjoying it. I like a good Stephen West. I'm not racing through it though. And that's got my little chickadee on there, which is from the Corner of Craft. Will it focus? Hello, little chicken. Oh, hang on. There he is. Cute. Yeah. So both of those are living in bags by Jackie, who is Soft Accents. So they're lovely. I do also have some of this fluff in the same yellow, but I'm not sure. I did start out with putting it in these rows, but then I pulled it out and I stopped, so I don't. Again, I'm a bit undecided. I might just put it on that little border bit. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. So it'll be like this, and then there's a yellow like big cable along the top, and then the blue will be the border along the bottom. There you go. Yeah, so I'm enjoying that so far. And oh no, I'm not. Should have said on my Tolsta tea, I am using my Liquor Zebra needles, the copper ones. So I'm using those for the first time. And they've got that swivel cord. They're not as good as my Chow Goos. I don't like them as much as those. So that's that. Okay. Just give me a moment and I'll get my purchases. It's not exciting. So I bought the other ball of that Kingfisher and I just got some more West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply. So this colour is Summer Sunset, it's a self-striping. And this colour is Turmeric. But I thought I'll have leftovers to make myself some socks in the Kingfisher, and that'll go quite nicely. And then it'll also go nicely with that as well. So that's that. I was recently watching, so moving on to plans now. I was recently watching Lay Family Diaries with Kelly from Lay Family Yarns, and she was making a beautiful tee. She's testing it in a new t-shirt pattern by Tiff Nealon. Is that right? It's called Vibe or Vibes. It's all in capital letters. It's not been released yet, I don't think, but I've picked out some yarns that I think I might use it, because Kelly is using some fluff for hers, and I also have this slub left over as well, so I didn't know when to do the slub, the fluff, this and this as a combo. Like this. So maybe I'll see when the pattern comes out, and if I'm not sure if this one will work, so I might have to pick something else, but it's just hanging around in the stash and not doing anything, so it might work. But that's bagged up ready to think maybe I'll do that. Which is not in my knitting plans, but you know, whatever. Oh, I didn't do what's on the wall. I was so distracted by this blooming camera. So what's on the wall is the Winter Light Shawl by Stephen West. It was the Hibernate Along. I can't remember what year. The year of Slipstravaganza. What we now? 2023. So 2022 was Twists and Turns. 2021. So 2020. Stroke 21. I think that's everything. What time are we on? Okay. It doesn't even tell me how long I've been. Oh no, it does. 24 minutes. Have I not got anything else to show you? Sorry, I had to just pop out for a minute. So in terms of life news, I went away, didn't I? I went away for Eurovision with my friends, Paul and Michael. So we went and stayed just outside of Chester, and we went to Chester for one of the days, and it absolutely poured it with rain. And we went to Liverpool another day and soaked up all the atmosphere there, which was phenomenal. It was so good. So we had a little cabin with a hot tub and all that kind of stuff, and so we had some nice chilling out and relaxing and having nice drinks and, you know, just pottering around and enjoying ourselves really. And then when we went to Liverpool, went to the Eurovision, what's it called? The Village, and they had like a stage and like food places and like a little section that was all about the Ukraine and bars and things. And there were so many people there, like with, you know, dealy boppers on or flags and face paint and all that kind of stuff. And I was saying to my friend the other day, it's like normally we go to a place to celebrate Eurovision and meet up, and nobody else cares, nobody else is interested in that kind of thing, because, you know, why would there specifically be? But when we were there, everybody was there for the same thing. Everybody was excited, everybody wanted to get involved, and, you know, everyone was watching it. So yeah, it was really, really nice to have that feeling. Yeah, and a good break. It was good. And then with my dad at the moment is, I don't know if you might not know, he's got motor neuron disease, which he was diagnosed with in February. So he's now on a feeding tube into his stomach. So we've got to go and do that. We've got to feed him 4 times a day now, so we have to go around and do that, which is quite difficult to manage. But we are speaking with the social care team to get someone else to give us a hand to help him, like get ready on a morning and things like that. And we're going away next weekend. We're going to Scarborough, all the family. We're going to Scarborough too, which is a coastal town nearby. And we're going in an Airbnb, and we're going to have a nice time. We're going to have fish and chips, we're going to eat ice cream, paddle in the sand, and Minnie will ride a donkey, and we'll play on the 2p machines, and we're going to have a really nice time. So that's that. So in the meantime, I will say farewell. So enjoy your next 2 weeks, enjoy your knitting projects, let me know what you're working on. Here's my details if you need that again for finding out where I am. So be good to yourself, be kind to yourself, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Bye!